Well, let's get to our first conversation this afternoon. Now, the price of liquefied natural gas, LPG, and of course, liquefied petroleum gas, that's also known as cooking gas, particularly, now that's our focus, has once again been reduced. Well, according to market survey by our team, Nigerians has also taken to the social media to share the new prices at which dealers are selling cooking gas, expressing, well, a sigh of relief. New data, what we have, we're going to follow confirmation and of course follow up with all of this, is that 1 kilogram of cooking gas price now, which was previously sold at 1,500 naira per kilogram in some retail outlets in Ogun and Lagos states, now sells for 1,000 naira, 900 naira in some cases. We also reported the average price for refilling a 12.5 kg cooking gas cylinder was about 17,000 naira at a particular time. A new price check shows that that has dropped to about 13,750 and 14,000 in some cases. Well, let's look at these issues and others affecting the distribution of liquefied petroleum gas across the country. Of course, issues of standards would also be mentioned and pricing so that Nigerians are not taken advantage of. Mr. Oladapo Olatubosun is the national president of the Nigerian Association of Liquefied Petroleum Gas Marketers, NALPGAMs. He's live in the studio for us to have this conversation. Good afternoon. It's good to have you join us on the show today.
Good afternoon, Tulu.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Well, I think it's not, this time around, it's not that I'm bringing you in when the price of gas is on the high side. There's been a bit of respite now. The price has a bit declined. We are doing pretty well than what it used to be. But let me ask you, what is happening really with the market at this time?
Thank you. That's a very beautiful question you've asked. The last time I was here, I made a projection that the price of gas is going to nosedive. The price will come down.
Yes.
I was saying that banking on commitment given by the Minister for State for Gas during our last engagement with him, which he said he will do everything possible to make sure the price of gas comes down. And true to it, price is coming down. And it could come down further. It has not gotten to where it should be. It will still come down further. But one significant factor that really assisted the downward movement of the price of cooking gas today is the increase in local production. You will agree with me that a couple of months back now, we hadn't gotten production from Dangote. But Dangote is on the line now, is massively producing. And the way they are distributing their product also assists in pricing. What does Dangote do that was different from others? They sell directly to the marketers. My association of take, when we get product, we sell directly out to our members. We have removed the role of middlemen. We have controlled the kind of brokerages that will be there. So the price is coming and the members are selling at the bottom price line. So, and there's a unanimous agreement within ourselves and our member that the public should have a feel of this downward movement of price and they should sell at a very reasonable price. So that actually made the price to come down. And it also gives room for competition. Other local producers has to also to sell their products and they needed to benchmark or match up with the price Dangote is selling with what NALPGAM is also putting to its member. Mark you, my members are the ones that are buying from this depot. They also have access now to buy directly from Dangote without a middleman, and they can sell at a lower price. So if they don't come to you, the only thing you need to attract them is to also lower your price. That's the beauty of competition, and that competition is bringing the price down. However, judging by our natural deposit and the kind of facility we are having, and what the government, particularly the minister, is putting in place, they are working on some templates now. By the time they finally finalize that one, the price will still come down further. I can still foresee that Nigerians will enjoy what God has blessed us with, because we have a huge deposit of gas, and if we do much of local production, the price has tendency to come down, and it's coming down. So the hope is rising, more price will come down, production increasing. Recently now, the minister commissioned a plant in River State, which is also going to contribute hugely into the economy, just like Dangote is doing, and we expect NLNG also to brace up. They are producing, but they should also fine-tune their distribution channel to make sure that their landing cost is not excessively high. They are the ones that have been controlling the price in the market before the introduction of Dangote products. So NLNG should take a lead. They are the largest producer in the country today, and their production should land at a reasonable cost, which will make others to fall in line, and Nigerians will enjoy it more. So the price is coming down further.
That's a very good one, because that was my next question of the possibility of this price coming down further. What are those factors that our government, or where do you think government needs to come in to, you know, help and enable this become so affordable more for Nigerians? Because we have indigenous companies springing up and production is increasing.
Yeah. First and foremost, the role of government is to create an enabling environment for private investors. The indigenous companies that are coming for exploration, they should give them more room to work and giving them enablers to make sure they produce. I've just mentioned one company that has just been commissioned. They are going to throw their product into the market. Dangote is 650,000 barrels per day. If it goes to full utilization, you know the chunk of LPG that we put into the market. There are some other company and all other IOC too. Government has been on their neck that they should not export their product. It should be in Nigeria. So currently now, there's a little of importation done on LPG.
Okay.
More of it is local product, which is good for us. And we should increase in this local food domestication. And the challenge is to match our utilization with this production. Because the utilization hasn't grown significantly. And that is why the challenge is what we needed to make the utilization grow. Gas usage should not be limited to city alone.
Yeah.
Nook and craning of this country, both the far and where are these villages, we should do away with the log of woods. We should do away with that, as they are doing in other developed countries. Everybody should rely on LPG as a means of cooking. And currently, 25% of our population are not cooking through it. It's only the cities where gas LPG is popular. We need to penetrate the local cities, local and villages. Hamlets and everybody, all the big and the small traders, they should have to cook with LPG. So utilization will go up. And what will drive utilization is affordability and the price. By the time production increase, competition make the price to go down further, then people that could not come into the net before will join the net because it will be affordable. And the more people will come. As production is increasing, we start to match up. To me now, we could see that maybe there's even excess of production. Because virtually all the storage facility in Nigeria are wet now. They all have gas.
Wow.
So it's for people to utilize it. And why they couldn't utilize it, even at 900 per kg, not every Nigeria can still afford it. Yeah. Now we are not talking of people in the city. People outside the city may still, 900 is still a lot,
it's still a lot
for
of
them
money.
for 1 kg. Yeah. So they needed to come. We have tendency of selling 1 kg of gas at maybe 600 or 550.
Wow.
In this country. Wow. And by that, even with the exchange rate, by that, a lot of people come into the net. Then the producer also have markets. We may not need to import because we are increasing local production and we'll be able to meet local markets. Everybody will be happy. They will be happy, consumer will be happy, government will also be happy. Because the beauty of it is when people are using and government are seeing effort is yielding results, the government also will be happy. And I think we need to give to them. There are a lot of things they put in place that's yielding this result. More has to be done. And having finalized all this local production, everything, then in terms of control, to make sure that the market is not hijacked by cabal.
Yes, because you don't take advantage of people. That's a very important question. When we have the products in excess and we can, marketers like you can access it, how do we also make sure that there is not hijacked and Nigerians are not unnecessarily exploited?
Thank you. There can be a gang up. That is the role of regulators and government agencies, surveillance. If you give room, this is a capitalist world. Everybody wants to make money.
Yes.
And they are fewer in number. If there's a gap, they can gang up and just to maximize their own profit. But government and regulators shouldn't allow that to happen. Like I just said, that what Dangote did, free channels. Marketers have direct access to buy these products. That eliminates middlemen. It goes a long way. That's the first way to control price. Okay. Once middlemen are eliminated, you've marked about 25% markup on price has been extinguished. So you sell directly to people that are in the business and in need. So, and you're also watching them. That's what I do. The last time I had the meeting of my members, I told them, this downward movement in price, let Nigerians feel it.
Good.
You must not sell and extort people, because competition will not even allow you to do that. There are many gas plants that are open now. If you say you want to be selling at 1,300 and somebody is ready to sell his own at 900, even to distributor now, we sell as low as 800 and something. Wow. So why would they patronize you? That is the beauty of competition. But among the producers and the distributors, they are fewer in number that can be a gang up. And that is why regulators ensure that they protect consumers, so that everybody will do their business. They have to make their money too. They do their business, they make their markup, but not in form of extorting the innocent, poor Nigerians. The objective now is to make the gas nearer to the poor. The average and middlemen cannot afford it, but the target is how do we get the poor into the net, which are large in numbers. And at 900, still we could not get all the poor into the net. We need to come down. And once local production is increasing, the gas is more available, the price is coming down, the more people will come to the net, and we are moving up as a country. So it will not be a thing of shame. Again, in the Committee of Nations, we can be ranking our utilization level with other countries that does not even have much deposit as we've gotten.
We do. Yeah.
And that is yardstick of measuring development. We must put log completely out as a source of energy to cook. We must completely rely on LPG. And that will make us, it improves our ranking in Committee of Nations.
Two questions come to my mind now as you talk about improving it. I know there's an association, you've been doing a lot at a particular time, even at the time you gave out cylinders. I know government too has been doing that, because some Nigerians, the challenge is the startup capital. Yeah. They think it's a bit expensive, you know, to get the capital, to get the cylinders, and you know, and they believe that if you get the cylinders free to them and all of that. What more can you partner with government? Because I know these things are not really cheap. Yeah. Then two, standards and safety is also very important. That is also something that Nigerians need to be educated about. How are we going about them?
Thank you. Very good question. We've gone beyond awareness stage. Everybody is aware about the beauty and advantage of cooking the gas now. Okay. The stage we have now at the association level is number one, to make sure that we embellish the idea. What do I mean by embellish the idea is a developmental stage. We create more of educational training and resources. We have a resource center whereby we train people, particularly the handlers and the operators, then the directors. We train them, we come for seminars, we organize conferences. That's the stage we have now. The stage of sharing cylinders, creating awareness, we've gone past that one. We've created enough awareness, and everybody is quite aware. Gas is not strange to anybody in Nigeria, in any city now. But the most important is how we sustain it. And that is why we arrange a lot of conferences, seminars, and resource development. We have a resource center where we educate the handlers, most of our staff. Currently now a training is coming up for drivers. Okay. We are organizing training for all the drivers. And we have to educate them things to do. This has to do about standard you mentioned, safety and everything. That is stage we have now as an association. We've gone past sharing of cylinder. For government have been so supportive. Each time we call on them for all these kind of conferences and supporting, they are always willing. They support us in terms of sponsorship because they believe in what we are doing, and we're also transparent with what we are doing. I mean, any institution where corruption is not there and people are transparent with what they're doing, you want to associate with them and can see results. And that is why we are getting the backing and we are growing on a daily basis. Recently now, we are getting affiliated to World LPG. Good. Okay, as an association, we get affiliated. And that is way to have international standards so that we operate beyond the local environment of them. We look into what other countries are doing and try to copy it to make sure that we raise the standard of this sector in our country. So we are far above beyond that. We are organizing conference seminars now to make sure that we educate others.
Let's look at the outlook now for the industry. Considering all of these challenges and all of that, we still believe that the numbers should improve. Yeah. If you were to project and considering what we have on ground, the realities on ground, what's your outlook for the use of LPG in Nigeria moving forward?
So look, the outlook is positive. It's very, very positive. We are on the right direction now. About 5 months ago that I was here, I wasn't saying this. when it was not clear.
Yeah,
Things are becoming clearer now. I'm happy we are moving significantly in local production. That's the way to go. The local production, the impact of Dangote production alone is significant, it's massive. It is is the game changer. It's the one that brought the price down. We must go into that direction. So that as we have Dangote, we have other molecule producers that are coming up.
The export has reduced?
Import,
I beg your pardon.
Import has reduced significantly. We are going to stage that we continue to export now.
Wow. Wow.
I mean LPG, already we are exporting other natural gases. But LPG now, we are going to stage that we continue to export. Because Kwale is producing, Dangote is producing, they are producing in River State, they are producing, the refineries, the two refineries are coming, other modular refineries are coming up. By the time all these people are producing, their LPG will produce there. The challenge we have, like I identified earlier, is utilization. And what will drive utilization is when the price comes down further. Utilization level will go up. And when we have excess, we export. So the outlook is very, very positive. And I think Nigeria is getting there gradually in terms of energy development in that sector. Kudos to the handlers and the way they are doing things. I foresee a very good, bright future for Nigeria, and I can foresee that the price has tendency to come down further. Given all factors of economy remain relatively stable, exchange rate, cost of production, inflation level coming down, then certainly the price will come down. Nigeria will going to enjoy.
And of course, we don't also get gas pipelines being ruptured. You can't take this gas, and some people still rupture gas pipelines. I was talking to an analyst, and we're talking about this sometime, I think yesterday, and he was saying you rupture a pipeline that you can't even divert the gas that is in it. All of that, is it affecting production?
It's a effect, but that is more political, and I think the political handlers are handling that one. In a normal setting, in a sane clam, in a normal society, nobody with correct sense will go there and board. So if that happens, it means have political correlation, and I think political handlers are capable of handling that one. We weren't where we are today 7 years back. Today we are almost stable, and I believe tomorrow will be better, and things will get better. Awareness is coming and it's increasing. Nobody wants to play role of damager, legalism, rioting. No, everybody's getting educated. There's no house that has no graduates now. So the awareness is coming up. People are now know this is what I doubt if you have called somebody to come and take gun and be fighting and bomb, you will not see. Fatally, as we are times are going, you will not see people following them. The only challenge we are having is what we call hunger, and very soon that also will be past, and people will now know how to look for money and get a very clean money to sustain their life. So I believe that is more political, and the handler of politics are going to handle that one. From bearing that, the outlook is still positive.
Before I let you go, I know your members, there's been these ups and downs, in the markets when there was high and all of that. So how are they coping with business? Because your business is capital intensive, and I can imagine what it is.
It is capital intensive, especially the newcomers are facing a lot of challenges. However, recently now there are some import duty waivers that the government has granted.
That's deliberate.
If you are bringing LPG equipment in the country now, when you get the necessary permits, you go to get approval, you go to the office of the special advisor to the president on energy. Once you start ascertain that you are genuine, they give you paper, you go to custom, you're going to bring your product in without paying duty. That is tested and it's working. So this is kind of way to improve the thing. So then, of course, we all know the exchange rate has gone up from what it used to be 3-4 years ago. And most of this equipment are imported into the country. So by looking to naira value of the netting, yes, it is capital intensive. But the most important is return on investment. Is there a return there that can justify your investment? If you can enjoy it over time, you make your money.
Mr. Oladapo Latubos, always interesting having you on the program. He's the national president and Nigerian Association of Liquefied Petroleum Gas Marketers, NALPGAM. Thank you so much for coming into our studio.
Thank you
we appreciate
for
this.
having me.
All right, then. Well, we'll take a break and